up, guys, and welcome into episode 3 of Tailgate Pros. I'm Dakota, joined alongside Cody, Preston, and Colton. We got a lot to unwrap this week. We got the Heisman, we got the Army Navy game, we got the bowl games for this week's schedule coming up. So let's start with Cody, man. What do you think about the Heisman winner, Fernando Mendoza?
Yeah, I think Heisman candidates down the year as far as all the stats go. I think Jacob Rodriguez got snubbed. Don't think he should have won the Heisman. I think he should have been in over Jeremiah Love. Real sad about that one, but I mean, what you gonna do?
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. A lot of controversy here lately, saying like with Mendoza winning over Diego and Julian saying, but you got to look with the lineup that Indiana has been putting out this year. You know, they really haven't had many 4 or 5 star offensive wideouts or tight ends even to you know, tally up the receptions for Fernando. And on top of that, just watching his games, his accuracy has been there all season long.
Yeah, he was like 70 some percent on his completion rate this year.
Yeah. No, yeah. And you add accuracy and just his love for the deep ball as well with a blown coverage. You know, it seems like he's the best guy to take the trophy home this year. What do you think, Preston?
In my honest opinion, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. He's a baller, for sure. Now, saying Jacob Rodriguez being over Jeremiah Love, a little outrageous there. I think he probably would have been better if he replaced Julian Sains. That's just me. But yeah, with Mendoza winning, I mean that's huge. Indiana really hasn't seen anybody get that far as collegiate. So big ups on him.
I mean, I can appreciate Mendoza winning the Heisman. You look, he led Indiana to the first ever #1 ranking, first Big Ten title in 58 years, first undefeated season in 80 years, in the 37-year losing streak against Ohio State, and the first Hoosiers quarterback to ever win the Davy O'Brien. Now he's the first Heisman out of Indiana. So all that is very respectable. Signetti's just a dog. It doesn't matter who comes in to run that program. He brings a lot of tremendous leadership, and he builds guys around that to become leaders themselves. Also, you look at the last Heisman's that's been quarterbacks; they've all been transfers. You go back to Jaden Daniels, he transferred. You go back to Caleb Williams, he transferred too. So all these quarterbacks, I mean, who's going to know? Who knows what's going to happen next year? Probably going to be another transfer quarterback that just comes out of nowhere like Mendoza does.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of the controversy comes around his yards, dude, because sitting alongside him, Diego Pavia had more passing yards, had more rushing yards by a couple hundred on Mendoza, but ultimately Mendoza has more touchdowns this year, more passing touchdowns to go above him on that. I mean that's a touchy subject, obviously with the SEC fans wanting to bring home another Heisman Trophy for this year. And up until like the last couple weeks of the regular season, they really showed that Diego might actually do the thing. But
So, do you think
Yeah.
the Big Ten is the new SEC as far as dominance?
no, I think you have your select few teams that is good year in year out every year. All right, and I mean with Signetti, you have Indiana birthing as one of those new powerhouses that's going to take over the Big Ten, and I don't see Indiana going anywhere for a long while. SEC though, you're looking at teams that are going to be there for a while, have been there for a while. They're I think if you take all of your Big Ten teams, you take all of your SEC teams, put them up against each other, majority of your SEC teams are going to beat your Big Ten teams.
Just to piggyback a little bit off of that, I think the SEC is the better conference. I think the SEC goes in and they just beat the crap out of each other and they hurt themselves in some sort of way because they match up very well against each other. And any SEC team can go in and beat anyone. So you take a top house like Alabama and you send them down to like Vandy was a couple years ago, they lost. That's going to happen. You go into the Big Ten, you don't see Ohio State going down to Northwestern and getting beat. That just doesn't happen.
Right. I think your space of talent is more sporadic in the Big Ten than it is in the SEC because you're going to have 5 stars everywhere in the SEC, but in the Big Ten, you'll have a couple 5 stars, say at Northwestern, but it's not going to catch up to the amount of 5 stars that, say, Ohio State has or Michigan has.
Yeah, it's all depending on the conference. SEC is definitely going to be a powerhouse because they've been such a big name in college football for so long that they're going to get a lot more traffic as far as the 5 stars and the 4 stars than you would in the Big Ten, where you get more 4 stars, 3 stars than you would 5 stars.
Yeah, nothing but respect to Mendoza and Indiana as well for what they've done. Diego played lights out all year, almost got it done. For a while, like you said, Dakota, it looks like he was going to really do the thing. And I think if they got into that playoff, they would have went on a run.
Oh, I
And
do too. I think they're ready to kind of restart and get back into another tear. We've seen them a couple times this year, whether it's a half or whether they lost the game, and they just come back, get their bearings, and come out and explode. And I think that's a good way to, I guess, describe their team atmosphere as explosive.
yeah, just to hit on Julian saying a little bit, kid played lights out all year, drove that Lambo like I was talking about that one episode. I thought it was going to come down to who's going to win that championship game. And that championship game lived up to all the hype and what we wanted it to be. It was a phenomenal game. It was a really good defensive game. At the end of the day, Indiana got the job done. Props to Julian Sayin on a great season. I think he's going to go out and play lights out as well in the playoffs.
But he's gonna have at least 1 or 2 more Heisman opportunities. With him being a redshirt freshman this year is completely wild, and sitting alongside these guys that are veterans of the game and have been to different places and putting up these stats and putting them right in with those guys. It shows a lot, and I don't think he's going to go anywhere either in the portal.
Yeah, it definitely speaks character. Him being a freshman and putting up the numbers that he did, -2 rushing yards. But, being a freshman, I mean, that's a lot of pressure on your back to play good for the team. And that's exactly what he did. He went out there, game in and game out, and just popped off every game.
Yeah, three great quarterbacks in this Heisman. Jeremiah Love, the non-quarterback option, not trying to snub him, like I said earlier with Rodriguez. I think Rodriguez is just a dog. Jeremiah Love played really well for a good, hot team that was coming in late to the season. They lost that early head-to-head to Miami. That's what done them in. Jeremiah Love was a great running back. I think he's going to be a great NFL running back, and he's most likely done. Hasn't fully announced that he is not coming back or he's not going to the NFL, whatever, but looks like he's going to the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, being snubbed from the playoffs, and then all the bowl games, getting taken out of all the bowl games, I definitely think that he's going to want to step up and declare for the draft, especially with how hot he was this season. He has a lot of teams with their eyes on him, and I think that he's going to pull the trigger on entering the draft.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Preston. Him taking another year of college ball really seems pointless at this stage in the game. The risk going into him getting injured next year, and if he stayed playing college ball, him getting injured, that could ruin his whole pro career. I'd rather declare now while I'm hot, while I'm healthy, get in there and make some noise with some teams and go get the go get the championship, go get the bowl, go get the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that's a good point, Dakota. You got to think going into the NFL, these running backs, they age out really quick. You got to come in and be explosive off the rip. So you see a lot of these young rookies like Amarion Hampton, Henderson, you name it. They come in, they're explosive. An old running back in the league is 27? That's old. You don't got much time. So when you're hot like that, you got to come out. That's what Josh Jacobs done out in Alabama. He was an RB2, and they were like, dude, you got to go.
Well, to kind of hit on your point too, I mean, you take a freak injury to somebody that you don't know or you don't think could get hurt, like a Cam Scattaboo. I mean, that dude, it wasn't even a running type play. I mean, it was a freak injury, and now he missed his whole rest of his rookie season. But that's something that you have to kind of weigh on your scale of, well, is coming back to college football to attempt to get another chance at the Heisman worth it?
I wouldn't weigh the risk reward on getting a Heisman Trophy or championship over being able to forge your career, have that safe net in the NFL of being able to support you and your family. I definitely think that his best option would be to declare for the NFL draft.
Yeah, just before we hop off the Jeremiah Love topic and we roll into these bowl games, I got some stats for you guys I want to look over. So Jeremiah Love this season, 199 carries, 1,372 rushing yards, 18 touchdowns. That's not a bad stat. Here's a stat from a former college football player, 201 carries, 1,410 yards, 21 rushing touchdowns. So, two more carries, maybe 50 more rushing yards, and 3 more touchdowns? This guy won the Heisman. Any guesses who it is? It's recent. I say let's say within 10 years.
Oh, okay. I was going to guess Reggie Bush.
I was going to say Reggie Bush, too. That was the only one that was sticking in my mind. I'm like,
I got to think of, running backs in the past. You said 10 years?
10 years.
That's won the Heisman. Is there only one? Or is there... Because I got Derrick Henry.
So this is a non-running back that put up more rushing stats.
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar. No. Okay.
Johnny Manziel.
Johnny Football.
Johnny Football had 2 more carries, 50 more rushing yards, and 3 more rushing touchdowns than Jeremiah Love did all season. Not discrediting Jeremiah Love. I just thought that was interesting. Just to go and you look at the caliber of the Heisman seasons when you look back at it, that was a phenomenal season by Manziel, and just his rushing stats compare very likely to a running back that was in the Heisman race.
Well, yeah, and you taking those rushing stats, and he still almost had 4,000 yards passing. I think that's something special right there. That's one of the best what could have been stories for the NFL, but right there alongside Tim Tebow.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Colton, we just watched that Army-Navy game I know you love so much. What are your initial thoughts on that?
I mean, even though I predicted wrong, I felt like it was everything Army-Navy embodies. It was smash mouth. I don't think I saw one quarterback slide. Just 3 yards in a cloud of dust. I think if Army would have gotten the turnovers from the 3 fumbles, it would have been a completely different game. Navy scored the last 10 points to seal the deal. Overall, I think it was a picture-perfect Army-Navy game. It had the drama. I don't want to call it violence, but it had the hard hits for sure. I think it was a good way to celebrate 250.
Nah, dude, I really think with with you and your prediction with this game, you hit the nail right on the head with it. I mean, whoever scored the most points won. So
I was gonna say that was a monstrous comeback from Navy to pull that in and take on the W.
yeah, I mean, with halftime, with the commentators saying, last year it was a complete different conversation with they didn't know the Navy quarterback's name all that much. They didn't know what he was capable of. And this game, coming to halftime, commentators like, look, this took a complete 180. Look at this Army quarterback and look what he's doing. And, after halftime, man, it seemed like that game just took off again. And it ended up really coming to a really close finish. And I feel like all football fans love to watch that game.
Yeah, great game. Army going into the half, 13-7. Navy wins a turnover battle, like you said. Come out, score at least touchdown in the fourth. Really, really good ending to what a really good game is.
I'm just I'm looking at the stats on that game right now. There was as much physicality in this game, and as much as good old football was, and running the ball and getting upfield. There was only 5 penalties in this whole game, and that seems like it is unheard of nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, who's more disciplined than the freaking U.S. Army and the Navy?
It was a very clean game, especially with how their offenses run. Out of kind of like the flex. Anybody can get the ball, if I'm not mistaken. They have like 3 running backs. Navy does. But, yeah, it's crazy not to get any holding penalties, anything like that. It was a really clean game.
Both teams 100% on fourth down conversions.
That's nuts, dude.
There you go.
I don't think I could got past the Cricket Celebration Bowl going into 4 overtimes.
Yeah, Cricket Celebration Bowl. You had Prairie View and South Carolina State, 2 really good HBCU teams going at it. Looks like South Carolina State was up. They were down 21-0 at halftime, and they came back and rallied and won in 4 overtimes. What a game that was!
Yeah, no, I was able to catch probably the second half of, like third quarter, fourth quarter, and then I caught the first overtime. Then after that, as exciting as it was getting, I still wasn't able to sit there and watch it. I feel like I had to go to the store or something. But with the ending being as exciting as it was, that is a game to where I feel like if I'm bored later on in the week, I can just turn it on the TV and play it, and every time be entertaining.
Yeah, Cameron Peters, quarterback for Prairie State, put up 412 yards and 4 touchdowns. Kid played lights out. What a comeback by South Carolina State. Overall, really good game.
Then another game that we had on the same day was Washington and Boise State in the Bucked Up LA Bowl.
And the what?
The Bucked Up LA Bowl.
Hosted by Gronk. I remember that. Yeah, dude. I mean, I figured Boise State would come out and put up a little more of a fight than what they did. It ended up being a little shootout from Washington in that one.
Yeah, little one-sided on Washington's side. 38-10 final score. I was a little disappointed in seeing that Boise State wasn't able to put up as many points, especially after losing halfback number 1 to the draft. They just can't connect no more.
Yeah, 2 West Coast teams going at it in LA. Boise State just came out really flat in that first half. Washington was hot second quarter, put up 21 in the second quarter. They just couldn't catch up. After halftime, looks like no adjustments were made, and Washington got the job done.
There is a little bit of, I won't call it controversy, but I will call it news. I believe it was yesterday they announced that this is the last LA Bowl. There won't be one next year.
Did they? He said,
Source?
It was ESPN.
Did they
I can look it up.
did they give a reason on why this is going on, or?
I'll just look up the article.
Because I don't think it's a bowl that needs ended. I mean, I feel like there is purpose for another game, but
I mean, that bucked up energy is pretty good.
Let's see here. LA Times.
So are they going to put another bowl in SoFi? Because that's a big spot to play.
Oh, 100%.
So this is the LA Times. It says the importance of bowl games have been shifted since conference realignment and the collapse of the Pac-12 as a power conference, the expansion of the college football playoff, changes to the transfer portal dates, and teams declining to participate in non-playoff games.
so they said,
So because Notre Dame ruined it for everybody, fucked up energy doesn't get a bowl no more.
Yeah, I think teams and athletic directors across the nation are just fed up with Notre Dame, to be honest. If I was Notre Dame, I'd hop in the conference.
100%. I think they would get more of a bid on the playoffs and everything if they were in a conference. If they're one of the only independent teams, and it shows.
I mean, even Army and all the military schools joined a conference. So
I think you throw them in the Big Ten or the ACC and just let them go to work.
Absolutely. I feel like that would be the best place for them to be, would be ACC or Big Ten.
So
I'd probably have Big Ten as the first choice and then move it down to ACC if not successful. Just because geographically it just makes more sense.
Bless you, Cody. Yeah, I mean, with the ACC, I don't think Notre Dame would be academically too par for the ACC.
So
maybe we should just put them in the Big 12.
So there's no.
Dude, what about Duke?
All right, our next bowl is it's Tuesday. It's going to be Troy and Jackson State in the Salute to Veterans Bowl. What we thinking? What we thinking there? I know both teams has a decent season. This is a late kick at 9 p.m. in Alabama. So
I don't know. I like it. Seeing that Jacksonville State's head coach just left the last season, and their interim head coach is taking him to a bowl game. I mean, really speaks volume for Jack State.
I mean, they went 8-5, so.
I mean, they still made a bowl game.
That's nothing to sneer at.
No, yeah, I think their coach might have left, but their talent's still there, and they was able to keep the talent. So that tells you a lot about that coaching staff and that school and the loyalty that these players have for the program. But yeah, Cody, what do you think about Jack State and Troy? Who you got?
Give me Jack State, like you said earlier. Great coaching staff, new head coach, great players. Could be a home game for both teams. I expect both to show out. Probably going to be one of those really, really tight, maybe overtime games. But Jack State, just give it to me in overtime, honestly.
I'm going Jack State 24-21.
I'm going to go Jack State 28-14.
Give me Jack State. I'm going to say 35-28.
What other we got next, Colton?
All right, next up, we have the Cure Bowl. This is Old Dominion in South Florida. It's a 5 p.m. kick at Camping World Stadium in Orlando. Both teams went 9-3 this year.
Yeah, USF, one of those teams early in the season, playing really well. I thought they were going to put up some numbers, keep a good rank. Lost a couple close ones. Old Dominion, don't really know much about them, to be honest with you. Must be up and coming, if I had to guess. I think USF just has too much firepower. I don't see Old Dominion keeping up with them. I'd take USF probably 42-28.
Yeah, I mean, I like that take. Just looking back on Old Dominion's schedule, I know none of us really know too much about their schedule this year.
Aren't they a Virginia-based team?
I believe so.
Mm-hmm.
I believe Old Dominion's a Virginia-based team. I think they both played Virginia or Virginia Tech every year, I believe.
I mean, kind of eye-opening losses just to keep the deficit down. You got week 1 they played Indiana, and Indiana beat them 27-14. So, that's sticking it close. And then week 3, I know Virginia Tech didn't have much this year, but it was still Old Dominion beat Virginia Tech 45-26.
Oh,
But
wow.
looking down through that schedule, you also have James Madison that kicked the crap out of them with 63-27.
Oh my.
Yeah. So on top of that, I think I'm going to take. Oh no, dude! I think I'm going to take Old Dominion by. Let me do 24-14. Old Dominion.
I'm gonna go ahead and have to agree with Cody on this one. I think South Florida's offense and defense are going to be able to stop Old Dominion. Plus, it's going to be really considered a home game for South Florida. So give me South Florida 28-21.
Yeah, looking at South Florida's schedule, they did pretty well. They beat, looks like, 2 ranked teams. Got killed by Miami. Looks like they won their conference. Or dominated their conference, not won. Notable losses are Memphis and Navy. So,
I feel like Memphis is a bad loss, though.
well, they lost by a field goal, so it's probably a walk-off field goal. That being said, I think South Florida takes it. I think it's going to be a close game. Probably, 28-24. All right, y'all ready to move on to the next one?
Let's go.
Okay. All right, up next, we got the 68 Ventures Bowl. This is Louisiana and Delaware. It's an 8:30 kick on ESPN in Mobile, Alabama. Both teams went 6-6.
Yeah, Delaware, the new kid on the block, going up against the Raging Cajuns. This has college football dynasty rebuild written all over it. I love this matchup. I'm going to take Delaware to pull it out just because I'm rooting for them. Give me Delaware 24, Raging Cajuns 14.
I like the comparison to a college football dynasty. This seems like a rebuild team that any one of us would take in college football and just rebuild it from the ground up and see how far we can go with it. With that being said, I'm probably still going to take the Raging Cajuns. This is closer to a home game for them. Delaware has only won, I think, one game on the road all year. Give me the Raging Cajuns 22-10.
Isn't their quarterback General Booty?
I believe so.
Raging Cajuns? No,
Yeah.
their quarterback's Winfield.
Where's General Booty?
Lunch Winfield.
No, he went to UL Monroe, I think.
Hold on. Yes. You are correct, Cody.
So I was wrong, and then I was right, so I'm wrong.
Two wrongs don't make it right, right?
Correct. And that's why I'm going to go ahead and take the Raging Cajuns by 3 points.
Yeah, I think the Cajuns are going to take it. Like you were saying, Dakota, it's closer. Delaware struggles away. I think it's going to be a 2-score game. Give me Louisiana 28-14.
Up next, we have the Xbox Bowl, Missouri State and Arkansas State. Colton, can you give us some background on this game?
Yeah, it's a 9 p.m. kick on ESPN2. It's in the Ford Center in Frisco, Texas. Arkansas State went 6-6, and Missouri State went 7-5.
Preston, your initial thoughts.
I don't really know much about both these teams. Looking at the stats, both quarterbacks seem like they had a really decent year. With that being said, give me Arkansas State 28-24.
I like it. Just looking at the schedules again, Arkansas State has just it's either really close or really blown out of the water. It looks like they're coming off of a win at App State and then 2 losses. But Missouri State, dude, they lost their last game against LA Tech. Before then, they was on a 5-game tear. Give me. I think Missouri State's going to come out this game just firing and have a point to prove and get back into midseason form. So give me Missouri State 34, Arkansas State 24.
Yeah, Dakota, I like that take. You look at Arkansas State, I mean, kind of a wild card. Don't really know what's going on with the Wolfpack week to week. Go back to Missouri State, another new kid on the block. When you read down their schedule and you look at these games and the stats, it just screams grit. I think they come out hype. I think they come out pumped up. They're going to get the job done. I think they cover. So give me Missouri State 34, Arkansas State 21.
Yeah, I think Missouri State's gonna take it and run offensively. I think they're. I don't think Arkansas State's defense is going to do much. Give me Missouri State 42, Arkansas State 28. Next up, we have the Myrtle Beach Bowl at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on ESPN.
Early kickoff.
Brooks Stadium, Conway, South Carolina. Kennesaw State went 9-4. Western Michigan went 10-3. What are your thoughts, Cody?
Yeah, I mean, I love Dirty Myrtle. If it was an 11 a.m. kickoff and I was down there, I'd probably still be hungover, to be honest with you. Fun matchup if I'm looking at it. Western Michigan, 10 wins on the season. I didn't see that coming. Kennesaw State out of nowhere as well. They went from one of the worst teams in the country, turn around, win 9 games. I like the momentum. Give me Kennesaw State in a real close one, maybe some overtime, 28-24.
I like it. I'm right there with you. I feel like I'm on the other side of it though. Western Michigan has for them being in the MAC, they've had a pretty tough schedule this year. Uh, but what really peels my eyes to their schedule is week 4, dude. They beat Toledo 14-13, and then fast forward a few weeks, 8 to be exact, and they're playing a really good Ohio team, and they end up beating them as well. Give me Western Michigan in this one, and let's go classic like 21-7.
It is classic.
Yeah.
Pretty classic.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and agree with you on that one, Dakota. I mean, they did have a tougher schedule from what I've seen against Kennesaw State. So I'm going to take Western Michigan. Let's do 21-17.
I think these are both two teams doing really well in their conference. They're definitely building up a better program. I think that it's going to be a shootout. Give me Kennesaw 27, Western Michigan 24. It's going to be a walk-off field goal. And our last bowl game that we'll talk about today is the Gasparilla Bowl. We won't touch on the playoff because we already predicted those. It's in Tampa, Florida. It's a 2:30 kick on ESPN. You got Memphis, who is 8-4, and you got NC State, who is 7-5. Cody, what do you got?
I like North Carolina State just because of their P4 power. Memphis, kind of another wild card. North Carolina State, they got some good players on the team. Didn't really put it all together, but just off of sheer talent, give me North Carolina State 24, Memphis 17.
I'm right there with you. I think it's going to be a closer game than what a lot of people are expecting it to be. North Carolina just seems like if they get behind, they kind of just lose it all at once. I mean, we've seen it against Notre Dame, we've seen it against Duke, and really they've had the tougher schedule out of the two teams. However, I feel some momentum is going to swing Memphis's way. North Carolina really likes to let teams score a lot of points. And Memphis loves shutting teams down. So I think Memphis is going to keep it around probably 10 or 14. So give me Memphis winning it 17-10.
I mean, just looking at their schedule, both teams, I think Memphis had a lot more big wins than NC State has. So I think I'm going to go with NC State. I mean, not NC State. Memphis. I'm going to take Memphis winning 28-24.
Yeah, I think you got a really hot Memphis team. I agree with what you were saying with strength of schedule. NC State definitely had the tougher schedule, but they also had moments where they could produce and didn't. I think a strong Memphis team is going to take this and run. Give me 28-14. All right, so out of this week's matchups, which one do you guys like more?
Go ahead, Dakota.
Out of all of them that we've been through, I feel like my favorite one to actually like sit down and watch would probably be the Cure Bowl with Old Dominion and USF. I feel like that has a potential to either be a super close game or just no defense played at all and just be a shootout. So I'm a big fan of those games. I don't really like the lopsided ones or the ones that's just 2 or 3 possession wins or losses. So yeah, I'll do Old Dominion and USF. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. I think mine is going to be the 68 Ventures Bowl. You got that, we were talking about the college football dynasty. It's got that vibe to it 100% with Louisiana Raging Cajuns and Delaware. I think that's going to be a great game. Give me the 68 Ventures Bowl, 8:30 kickoff.
I mean, yeah, the Ventures Bowl seems nice and all, but I think I'm gonna have to go with the Salute the Veterans Bowl. I mean, no, the Old Dominion South Florida game, the Cure Bowl. I mean, I'm gonna be a little hungover because my birthday's on Tuesday, but I definitely am gonna think that South Florida is gonna take this one home, and I would definitely see myself sitting down and watching that game.
Yeah, I think I'm really excited for this Gasparilla Bowl with Memphis and NC State. Um, it looks like it's going to be really interesting. It can go one way or the other. Depends on if NC State shows up, and it depends on if Memphis offense is going. Moving on from that, which one would you rather tailgate out of these games?
I'll go. I would rather tailgate the Memphis and NC State one. I feel like both fan bases travel really well, and having it to be like 2 of the bigger conferences that's playing in this game, and with it being in Tampa already and a 2:30 kick, it gives you enough time after the game to go have dinner and do whatever you want to after the game, and it's going to be warm down there in Tampa anyway. So yeah, I'll do the Memphis and NC State game to tailgate.
Yeah, that's a really good take. I like that. I like how you were talking about the warm weather and good area. Give me the Myrtle Beach Bowl. It would be really interesting to try to tailgate for an 11 a.m. game. I mean, it's already kind of difficult when you're doing a 12 o'clock game. So 11 makes it more interesting. It gives you that chance to kind of pregame all night before, kind of go into it already pregaming, and then just hit the pregame, go right into that bowl game down there in Myrtle Beach. What's that? The Coastal Carolina field. That's gonna be pretty cool with those teams.
Yeah, I'm gonna piggyback off of what you said, Cody. I'm gonna also take the Myrtle Beach Bowl because, I mean, I'm gonna party all night before, and then I'm just gonna hit the tailgate 6 a.m. in the morning, be there already, all hyped. And plus, them people down there in Dirty Myrtle, they know how to party.
So, with that being said, you all want to just get this out of the way and talk about our dream tailgates Cody, you can go first.
Yeah, so I'm really excited to get up to Penn State and kind of see what they're doing as far as the new coach, Matt Campbell, coming in. He's a guy that just is pure grit, and he's coming in to where he can actually recruit his players instead of trying to make his players. So I'm really interested to see that. I love the fan base at Penn State. They do a really good job with their tailgates. It is a massive place to be. It's a massive stadium. They got fields all over the place. It would be a great setup for us to go down there, really see what's going on, get the people involved, and kind of see what their local spots are and how they kind of just set up their tailgate.
Right? I mean, that would be. What is it?
Is he eating mayonnaise? Is he eating Duke's
What are you eating?
mayo?
You think they'd have Dukes?
Is that Duke's?
100% best mayonnaise on the
Bro.
market.
I mean, I feel like they would have to have Duke's mayo. I mean, that's on our essentials of the tailgate list.
Yeah, I mean, Duke's mayo is the only mayo that we would use at a tailgate.
I mean,
No,
Duke's
I feel
so
like-
good I can eat spoonfuls.
I feel like if we pull up Penn State, you know, like Cody said, with the fields, as many fields and rooms that they have for spots to tailgate, dude, I mean, we can very easily whip out the old Blackstone and just, you know, go over our food list, and maybe we can do even a couple competitions with a couple of the fans tailgates. You know, go out early in the morning and see what they're making.
Yeah, I think we have Preston rate the best food to put Duke's mayo on and just see what the fans are cooking up.
No, I like it. It kind of gives them the challenge of like working around and making food that you know you're going to have mayonnaise on later. You know, so what's going to taste better later with mayo?
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what they got up at Penn State. There's a really big Italian population up in central PA. So I know you got a lot of chicken cutlets. You got the sausages going on. I'm really excited to see that. Throw some Duke's mayo on it and just kind of run with it.
No, yeah, and especially if you go down to like some of these, you know, ACC schools or even touching like the SEC and going down to the UNC or NC State and, you know, down there to where I think even Duke's has their bowl game down there in Charlotte. I mean, a lot of people down there is more comfortable with Duke's, and they know exactly what to put it on.
I mean, it was, if I'm not mistaken, Duke's is.
Did you just eat a mouthful of Duke's mayo?
Guys, it's just so good.
All right, moving on. Dakota, who do you got?
For like a
Dream tailgate
green
location.
tailgate, I got two. Both of them have something little something to do with the SEC. I'll do one. Would have to be Ole Miss. You know, everybody down there is going to be cooking up their best batch of Southern food. You know, Ole Miss food. We see videos of them. It's pretty much. It seems like it's like a first come first serve, stand your ground type tailgate. So wherever you want to go and post up and tailgate at, that's where you're going to be. And they have a whole, looks like a row of just nothing but tailgates in this open field that has, you know, a good amount of trees around. So that provides you a little shade. On top of Ole Miss, I'll probably go Tennessee. Just something about Old Rocky Top, and I feel like especially if they do their blackout game with the blackout unis at night, I mean, it's probably hard to beat that atmosphere.
Yeah, you know we got Alabama coming into Knoxville next year. We could definitely hit that game.
That's not a tough drive.
All right, Preston.
I'm gonna go ahead and stick with that down south kind of vibe. I'm gonna go with LSU. Give me that Death Valley vibes. I definitely would love to see the amount of food that jambalaya that they have down there. I bet you Duke's mayo would go real good on that.
Guaranteed.
Dude, you know they're smoking gators and stuff down there too.
Yeah, and I feel like all that would be complemented by Duke's mayo.
Yeah, to stay with the South. I think I would like to go to Florida. It I'm not sure how big it is as of recent, but I know in prior years it was like the place to be. So I'm very curious about how it is now, and I'd love to see the scenes. And plus, there's just something about the Florida Gators. I've always liked them. So.
All right, y'all. That's going to do it for episode 3 of Tailgate Pros. Make sure to comment down below what your dream tailgate destination would be and why. Also, let us know what to put Duke's Mayo on next. For Cody, Preston, Colton, I'm Dakota. Signing out. Catch you next time.